Coco Gauff has faced some of the biggest crowds in tennis. But after her match against Alex Eala, something about the reaction from Filipino fans stood out. The match may have ended on the court, but the story didn't end there. Filipino supporters brought incredible energy, passion, and emotion to the occasion, creating an atmosphere that showed just how much Alex Eala means to tennis fans in the Philippines. And now, Coco Gauff's reaction has added another layer to the story. What exactly happened after the match? How did Coco respond to the passionate Filipino supporters? And why has this matchup between Gauff and Eala become such an important moment for Philippine tennis? Today, we're breaking down the full story. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're talking about Coco Gauff and Alex Eala, and the incredible reaction surrounding their matchup. Whenever Coco Gauff steps onto a tennis court, there is usually a huge amount of attention. But when she faces Alex Eala, the atmosphere can be completely different. That's because Eala has become one of the biggest names in Philippine tennis. For Filipino fans, watching Eala compete against one of the world's biggest stars is more than just another tennis match. It's a moment of national pride. And after the match, that passion was impossible to ignore. Why this match meant so much to Filipino fans? Alex Eala has spent years building her reputation as one of the most promising players from the Philippines. Her rise has created a new generation of Filipino tennis supporters. Fans who may not have followed every WTA tournament before are now paying attention. They're watching Eala's matches. They're following her results. And they're celebrating every major milestone. So when Eala steps onto the court against someone like Coco Gauff, the attention becomes enormous. Gauff is a Grand Slam champion. She's one of the biggest stars in women's tennis. And facing her gives Eala an opportunity to measure herself against one of the very best. For Filipino supporters, that's something worth celebrating. The atmosphere around the match. From the beginning, the support for Eala created a special atmosphere. Filipino fans are known for bringing tremendous energy to sporting events, and tennis is no exception. The cheers, the flags, the emotional reactions after big points. All of it helped create an atmosphere that made the match feel bigger than a normal tournament encounter. And that's one of the beautiful things about sport. A player can walk onto the court representing herself. But when millions of people feel connected to that player, the match can suddenly become something much bigger. For Eala, the support from Filipino fans represents the growing popularity of tennis in the Philippines. And for Gauff, it provided another reminder of just how passionate global tennis fans can be. Coco Gauff's experience. Coco Gauff knows exactly what it feels like to have fans behind you. She has experienced massive support throughout her career. From her breakthrough moments as a teenager to her Grand Slam success, Gauff has built a huge international fan base. So she understands the emotional connection between a player and their supporters. That's why the reaction surrounding Alex Eala can be appreciated from Gauff's perspective as well. When you see an entire group of supporters celebrating every point for an opponent, you understand what that player means to them. And that's something that deserves respect. The respect between two generations. The Gauff-Eala story is also interesting because of where the two players are in their careers. Coco Gauff has already established herself as a global tennis star. Alex Eala is still building her career and establishing herself at the highest level. But their matchup represents something important. It shows how the next generation of women's tennis is challenging the established stars. Eala isn't simply participating. She's stepping onto the biggest courts and competing against players who have already won major titles. And every time she does that, her experience grows. Why Filipino support is so important. For a developing tennis nation, fan support can make a huge difference. When young athletes see thousands of people celebrating tennis, it can inspire the next generation. A young Filipino player watching Alex Eala compete might think, maybe I can do that too. That's the bigger impact of Eala's rise. She's not only playing for herself. She's helping put Philippine tennis on the international map. And every major match brings more attention to the sport. The emotional side of the story. There is also an emotional side to this story. Imagine being Alex Eala. You walk onto the court against one of the most recognizable names in women's tennis. The pressure is enormous. But then you hear your supporters cheering. You see Filipino flags. You hear people calling your name. Suddenly, the pressure becomes motivation. That's what makes sports so powerful. Fans can give athletes energy when they need it most. And even when the result doesn't go their way, that support can remain unforgettable. Coco Gauff and global tennis. For Coco Gauff, moments like this also demonstrate how global women's tennis has become. The WTA Tour isn't just about American or European stars. Players from Asia, Africa, South America, and other regions are creating their own stories. Alex Eala represents the Philippines. Coco Gauff has already reached the top of women's tennis. Alex Eala is still climbing. But the incredible support surrounding Eala shows that her journey is becoming bigger every day. For Filipino fans, this isn't just about winning one match. It's about seeing their country's tennis star compete on the biggest stages. And for Coco Gauff, facing that kind of passionate international support is another reminder of how powerful the global tennis community has become. So now we want to hear from you. What did you think of the Filipino fans' incredible support for Alex Eala? And the bigger question, can Alex Eala eventually become one of the biggest stars in women's tennis? If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more Coco Gauff, Alex Eala, and breaking WTA tennis news. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.